Good afternoon and welcome back to the next edition of the Spring in Nature Black Employees Network Speaker Series. I'm absolutely thrilled to say that I have joining with me today Dr. Charlotte Owens.
So I've been with AbbVie now for about 6.5 years, and AbbVie is a research-driven biopharmaceutical company. I initially joined as a medical director in the clinical development area and recently transitioned into my current role as the Therapeutic Area Lead in the United States Medical Affairs team for women's health at AbbVie in October of last year. In addition to my responsibilities at AbbVie, I'm a practicing board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist and an adjunct clinical assistant professor at the Morehouse School of Medicine in Atlanta.
How do you deal with all of those areas that you've just listed? So many different areas to your core job. How do you do it?
So, I think you do what you love, and then it really doesn't seem like work. One of the things is, my main responsibility, as I said, is here at AbbVie, where I oversee scientific communications, medical education, research publication efforts for women's health. And it really covers the spectrum from hormonal contraception to the management of menstrual health conditions such as endometriosis and uterine fibroids. But the unique thing for me is that, honestly, I'm able to take what I do in the clinic and still be able to apply it to the lessons that I need to bring into the research piece. So it's not really hard to do what you love when, for me right now, I'm able to practice in my given specialty on both sides. So that makes it really rewarding.
You've mentioned a few things that have happened quite recently, actually, within your professional career. But if you could highlight three, or even if you have more than three, we would love to hear it.
So I think I'm still living one of my most gratifying accomplishments, to be honest with you. I have the privilege of being able to deliver care at the bedside for individual patients, trained residents, and medical students, which is important. That's our future. But also, it helps me make a wider impact on the standard of care as a whole by being able to work on research and development of new therapies at AbbVie. When I look back at my life and career overall, I think one of the things that stands out to me most is having my parents not only be able to see me graduate from medical school and become a physician, but also to see them be able to see me with my patients at work. And I'm the first person in my family to become a physician, but it was really seeing my parents look at me with such pride and knowing the support that they gave me over the years paid off. So that accomplishment stood out to me, not because it was my accomplishment, but really it was theirs too. And then I think finally, to whom much is given, much is expected. So being able to give back to the community, whether it's volunteering to improve healthcare and healthcare delivery for others, or even just to be able to financially contribute to organizations that help serve underserved. My parents really instilled the importance of volunteering and giving back to me at an early age to help make the world a better place to live. And I believe working to accomplish this will always and continues to be the most gratifying experience I have in my life. So those are the three things I can think of.
What would you say was your experience of diversity and inclusion when you was first kind of starting your career? So let's say college, university, that kind of thing, navigating your way through your career and in comparison to now?
Well, it was certainly different when I started. There certainly were not many people that looked like me in healthcare, though we've made some strides since then, where you're seeing more women in medicine and across healthcare and in STEM in general, as an example. There's certainly room for improvement when it comes to representation overall. I'm optimistic, though, that we're moving in the right direction, but we need to continue to work in tangible ways to make things better.
Do you feel that the conversation of race and STEM is something that has been made a priority within academia and also within the corporate sphere?
Well, I think, many people, especially minorities, because you have been who you are your whole life, we really do appreciate that diversity is an important issue in STEM. It hasn't been a mainstream topic. I believe that discussing race, for example, is similar to topics that are taboo at work, like politics and religion, in most academic professional settings. Until recently, it was really still very taboo to discuss openly. But there is also still a lack of comfort for many on this subject across all of the STEM fields. And that's going to change entirely overnight.
What would you like to change in the industry, so in your line of work in STEM, for the betterment of Black colleagues coming up in the ranks that are trying to navigate their career currently?
Most importantly, I think that we need to do a better job at creating a supportive and inclusive and equitable work environment that inspires and grows diversity in STEM from an early age, all the way through their path into the academic and workforce. We need to clearly demonstrate that not only are there people that look like them, backgrounds like our own, but that we create the path for influential roles in STEM and inspire and encourage people to pursue STEM all the way through. But not only just give them encouragement, but also give them the resources to support and advise to help them make their dreams and goals a reality throughout each step of the journey. But I believe all this is possible until we get everyone at the table together, that we all hold hands, that we all commit to making a change, that we all hold each other accountable and taking action to doing things that really will make a change systemically, but also keeping the conversation going and commitment to progression as we move forward.
Did you have any role models that inspired your career?
Yes, I've had many mentors and sponsors, frankly, all along the way. Medical school and residency, there's so many docs that really were just there for me within my specialty and outside of my specialty who continue to be there. They not only provide me advice, but they provided me with opportunities. Sometimes they might get a call for something, and instead of them taking the opportunity because they were very well known, they gave me that opportunity. So really be able to not only extend of themselves, but they provided me with the foundation and the opportunity to take the next step. And in college, I had people who really gave of themselves, gave of their time, gave of their energy to really provide me with opportunities. And so I not only try to give advice, but I also try to provide opportunities, because if we are only thinking about ourselves, then we can give advice. Everyone has an opinion. But what everyone will not do is extend themselves and provide real opportunity, real platform, real steps for you to climb. And so that's what I think my mentors and my sponsors have done for me.
Do you have like an inventor story that has really resonated with you, that has really kind of made you think differently about certain areas of this type of invention or that specific industry?
Well, early on, one of the things that I was really kind of fascinated by was really coming to understand what Dr. Charles Drew did. He researched blood transfusion and storage, and it led to better methods for storing blood and ultimately the development of large-scale blood banks during World War II. But I think it's also important to remember that Black innovators and inventors are just not people from the past, but they're people that are doing that today. As an example of that, I recently learned that a person responsible for the voice over IP technology, she's a Black lady by the name of Miriam Croak, who is currently Vice President of Engineering at Google, and previously, I believe, at AT&T. So when you really think about the fact that our everyday lives are made better by continued inventions, that's also very inspirational to me too in the work that I do. And it's also the reason why not only do I want to continue to deliver care, but I want to continue to innovate new treatment options so that we can all live better.
Thank you so much in speaking with us today.
It's been an absolute delight to be with you today.
Take care of yourself, and we will catch up soon.